Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I am live tonight. We are here. We are here. We are here. It is the Unveiled Vibrations podcast. Phone a friend, tell a friend, tell everybody, lottie dottie, and every dirty body. I am live tonight. It has been a while. It has been a while. But I am here tonight. Just a little tardy. Had some technical difficulties, but we are here and live tonight. All aboard. All aboard. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Boys and girls. Children of all ages. I am here and back. Whew. All right. Want to thank you all for your patience while I was away. Uh, was a little under the weather the last couple of weeks. Had I don't know, some type of cold or something, virus, bug, whatever you want to call it. It had been bothering who? Me. And, I'm glad to be back. So, man, it's been so much that has been going on, man. And now I have to like really disclose like what's been going on mentally with me. So last week I had came well the last time, which was a couple weeks ago, I came up here and I discussed my 1 year anniversary of being on YouTube and putting in that constant work. Um, you know, tonight's show is the state of vulnerability, being vulnerable. Um, y'all, I'm not gonna lie to you. I hadn't been happy. Um, and it boils down to the amount of engagement that I desired to achieve. Didn't quite make it there. And so I wanted to regroup things and kind of like reorganize myself a little bit on what the Unveiled Vibrations podcast would become. Um, in addition to that, I don't like where things have been going with YouTube. So I've decided to um, not fully part ways with YouTube. I'm gonna still come live here on Wednesdays, but I've decided to embark on a new journey of going live also on TikTok. That's something that I have been wrestling with for quite some time because I didn't know how to approach going live on TikTok. And a part of it was my fear of the rejection that I would possibly receive from going on TikTok. Um, it had been like rough for me. And so at the end of the last show, a couple weeks ago, I did my first live production on TikTok, introducing myself to the platform. Um, I'm not fully there in terms of what I want to do there yet, um, but I got some wheels turning on some things, and you know, I invite you guys to follow me there. Uh, you can find me on TikTok under the moniker Mr. TD McCollum. Just that simple. Now it will show up as Unveiled Vibrations as the screen name because I am both Mr. TD and Unveiled Vibrations. And so that's something that I desired to showcase moving forward. And I guess over here on YouTube, I kind of want to just like morph this into vlog, interactive uh, space where we can have a conversation. In fact, tonight I'm starting off early. Um, in the comments here, you will find if this thing don't want to act. Hold on. Why is you acting like this? Why is that covered up? That is weird. Yeah. Anywho's, in the comments you'll find a link. Hopefully. I don't know why there was an error with that. Oh boy. I'm not sure what they got going on over here. On there we go. Okay. There was an error. Not on my part. It's on StreamYard. But in the comments here, I've posted a link where people can come up and have a conversation with me. This is something that I've experimented with before in the past, but now I'm kind of coming up early. And, uh, those that would like, you can join the Discord. And in that Discord, we will post from time to time um, different things that's happening out there that we see and want to share with one another and have a conversation over there offline. But we can also have that conversation here. And in the comments, you'll find a link to join me on Discord as well. Um, the last couple of days, I posted a couple things in there, and some of you have posted some things in there too that either we laughed or we had a conversation about. And tonight, um, I definitely want to include everybody in on this because, like this is a platform for the people. and we want to have the conversation. And I want to garnish a safe space to have the conversation where you will be heard, um, have your opinion valued, and it's all love. Uh, Shout out to the people that are in the space tonight. We have Auntie Robin is here. She said at 5:30, it's dawned on me exactly why you weren't on last night. Tonight is Wednesday. Genius! Who doesn't know what day of the week it is? Half of the time. Look, because of the holiday this week, Memorial Day, shout out to our veterans, both living and fallen. Um, that holiday threw this whole week off. And it really put things out of whack this week, as far as the days of the week, honestly. At least it did for me. I don't know about for you. Let me know in the comments. Justin Butler is here tonight. He says, hi. Out to you, brother. We have Lady Virgo here. She says, good evening, everyone. She also gives a shout out to everyone. Myself, Auntie Robin, Dustin, and Dustin said, maybe we could join Twitch. I've thought about Twitch, man. I'm not excited about Twitch. Not yet, currently. I'll have to expound upon that in a little bit. Lady Burger says, glad to see you are feeling better. Thank you. Thank you so much. God bless to you as well. We have Mamir in the house. Hey, good to see you. And like I said, people, the link is in the comments to come up here with me. Mamir also says hello to Lady Virgo. Hey again, sis. I was hoping you'd be here. Spending the evening with you is the best. Absolutely. And for those that want to join the Discord, the link is there for you to join the Discord. Mamir says hello. Hi, Han, to Dustin Butler. Great to see you. And says good evening. Great to see you too, Auntie Robin. Look at there. Lady Virgo says you too. Kind sis. Good evening to you again as well. And we have Miss Kim is in the place. Good evening to you, Miss Kim. Glad to see you. Mamir says, good evening to Miss Kim. Great to see you. Miss Kim says, hey, Lady Virgo, Mamir, Dustin, Robin. And Miss Kim, Lady Virgo says hello to you as well. Summer temperatures, Miss Kim says, have finally arrived in the Midwest. Whew. They're creeping up over here in the Southeast. It's slowly creeping up because the rain that we've been enduring these last couple of days has been all wonky over here in the Southeast. Sometimes it'll be cool, sometimes it'll be hot. And we still bipolar at the moment, weather-wise. And it is a problem because, we've been getting flooded and all kinds of craziness going on around here. I hope this summer isn't a total scorch fest where it is consistently in the high temperatures. And what I mean by high temperatures, like 89, 90 to 100 consistently for weeks. I no, I'm not here for it. Nope, Mm-mm. Not one bit. Honestly, I would not. I prefer temperatures 85 and below. 85 is my limit. Anything above that is a problem. Uh, I begin to sweat beads all the way down my face, like I've been in a boxing match or something, and it ain't pretty. Not on me. Um, Never been a fan of. Awesome. Um, yeah, some of the vulnerabilities that I'm been going through lately is um really exploring internally how I feel about potentially going live, playing saxophone live, and getting back in the swing of things that I enjoy doing that I haven't disclosed to the public. Um, you've seen me come up here and make beats before, but I actually want to play now, and I'm a little shy when it comes to playing. And um, currently, I'm back in that childlike state of having stage fright. You know, imagine somebody that been performing for more than 20 years on their instrument having stage fright and shakes and jitters when they get up in front of a crowd of people to play. Uh, Earlier this month, I had to play at a wedding, and you know, I was fine until I took the horn out the case and set it up and played the first note. And when I played my first note, it to me didn't feel that great. And I went back into that mindset of feeling uh, not good enough again. And I kind of been floating around with that these last couple of weeks. Is like, am I good enough to present myself to the world that way? You know, because of what I went through to get to a certain level of musicianship over the years, it had been a lot of practice, a lot of learning the craft, and it was um, hard work that, when you get that gratitude and the accolades and the response from the crowd enjoying what you do, it kind of builds up your confidence. And then now I'm in a state of having to rely on self confidence more than external confidence. And I haven't been in that space in more than 15 years. Um, and the fact that I don't perform that often is adding to the anxiety of it. And it's been rough to be open and vulnerable about that because, um, as a dude, a lot of us don't like to share our thoughts and feelings regarding that. Um, and it's, I'm learning and growing at the same time as finding out more about myself and um, having this song and dance within myself of trying to push myself past the quote unquote limitations or fears, as many people may put it. Um, the mayor says it's finally nice up north too. We hit about 80. Oh, in Canada already? Wow. Uh, it's 7 p.m. and 74 degrees. Ooh, 74 at 7 p.m. Yikes. Still sunny too. That's good. Sunset around 9. Yeah, as we go closer into the summertime, man, it amazed me moving from up north down south how late the sun goes down. Like it was mind blowing to me because in the Washington D.C. area, on average, in the summertime, the sun would be completely down by 7:30, 8 o'clock ish, maybe a little after 8. Never around 9. Never. It was never after 9 when the sun was down growing up. And as I got older and I moved out of the area and went down south, and I would just peek outside and I'm like, the sun is still fully up. What's going on here? Who playing with the lights? And then at some point, I was just thinking it was just something wrong with me. Like I was tripping over it. But then I started to get the context of, the further west I moved, the later the sun started to go down. And it was like, whoa, okay, interesting. I never noticed that growing up. And then, like, you start to realize the further up north you go towards the east, northeast, that sun comes down a lot quicker. And you're like, oh, well, earth science starts to seep in, and you're like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, sun's moving from east to west. It's naturally going to do that. But then as you get older, it starts to mess with you. You want to go out and do stuff, and you're like, hey, it should be dark right now. It should be really dark right now. And it's not. Somebody playing with the lights. But it's like, no. I put it in comments if you noticed that, like, over the years growing up, the sun started staying up a little bit longer than usual. Miss Kim said, what was the audience reaction to your performance? Um, that's a great question. So I got to perform 2 songs at this wedding. One song by Major, which was his infamous "This Is Why I Love You," and Luther Vandross, "Here and Now." At the end of Major's song, um, there was some applause, and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool, cool. People are waking up," and I was so super nervous playing that because I didn't have that much time to like warm up on my instrument to like really get my fingers working before playing in front of people. And um, growing up as I was uh, matriculated as a musician, that was one of the key things that we were always taught to do was to warm up minimum 15, 10 minutes, max 30 minutes to an hour before. I did none of that. And there's another side of this that is a key to the whole warm up thing is um if you're not playing in a warm environment, like the AC is blasting, like it was in this church at the moment, while there was nobody there, because black people, when we gather, we generate heat. Um, Unfortunately, it was ice cold in there, and my fingers were like locked up, like arthritis locked up, and trying to play at my highest wasn't working for me. Even though I did perform um, pretty well on "This Is Why I Love You," um, I got to perform the song in its entirety, um, which was a celebration. Yeah, yeah. Gets the collapse on that. It was like, oh yeah, okay. And then I got the cue from the sound guy to start here and now, and um, as I'm playing here and now, I start to get into performing and looking around the room, and nobody is like engaged at all. It was just like they were sleeping or something. And at the, unfortunately, they had to cut that short because of it was a procession into the wedding. It was the parents and grandparents were walking, and so I got cut off early in the middle of that. Um, Being at this wedding, I got to see some people that I haven't seen in more than 20 years, um, from the home church that I grew up in. Uh, it was a childhood friend of mine that got married and asked me to perform. Um, and you know, I I've always been conscious of how I present myself and how I sound to people, and that had been a big, big thing that was on my mind at the end of both songs. It's like, um, having that response of people saying, "Hey, man, you did great, man. Oh man, what's your name? I never heard you." It wasn't any of that. And that kind of put me in this state of, oh, maybe it wasn't as great as I thought it was. And so, some of the people that knew me, like, oh man, you still playing that thing, boy. You good, man. And then the vast majority of the people said nothing. And so I kind of took that as negative feedback, um, irregardless of the good feedback that I got, which is something that I have been working on for years to not think about the negative side of things and soak up the positive like a sponge and kind of feed off of that. And that was definitely, as Miss Kim said, we are our worst critics. Absolutely. I am incredibly hard on myself as a musician because of my upbringing as a musician, the matriculation that I went through uh, from middle school to high school was I was pushed into a performance arts school that um, we had to hit high benchmarks um, all 4 years. And like it was borderline a conservatory at a high school. That's how rigorous the program was for us back then. I'm not sure what's the state of the program now, but for me, as I was going through, I had to perform every semester on a recital publicly in front of the school body of our department, as well as I had to go to solo ensembles where I had to be adjudicated on a metric level of at least 12 to 13 different categories that, if you're off by a little nuances, they're writing and critiquing and giving you a grade score on it that, will affect your overall grade as a student, and practicing was a big part of that, and like having to be prepared for those performances on such a high level. Like, I didn't think about how much pressure I was under at that time because I was enjoying what I was doing. And now, hindsight 2020, looking back on it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I I think I have PTSD from 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 all of the oh, you're not doing this right. You got to do this right. You're never gonna be perfect. You got to be perfect and have to perform at a high level at all times, or won't be considered uh, the next time around. And my band director had this whole saying is like, you only got one shot on everything. And I was like, no, wait a minute. There's always another day. Wait a minute. He's like, no, there's no such thing as another day. Like we went toe to toe words on this. And it's like, I'm just a kid, man. Just trying to play saxophone. That's it. I'm not trying to be in somebody's orchestra or like I would love to be a touring musician, but at that moment I wasn't thinking about that. I was just a kid trying to play some cool tunes, man. And like uh, I am thankful for the experience, but in my older age now, man, that there are some uh areas in which I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have PTSD, and I don't know what to do with that other than just slowly just defrag from that. It was just, yeah, it prepared me for a future that I wasn't fully that invested in per se, like the competition side of things. I, I didn't really, you know, how people would say, I'm not involved in it for the competition. I just want to play, man. Like, compete for what? If somebody's better than me, oh well, they're better than me. That was my mindset, and I wasn't like gonna go raw back and forth with somebody if they were better than me. Like, no, I actually was the opposite. I would praise them and push them to go even further. Uh, Mamir says, not just Canada, Northern Alberta in the 70s and 80s already. Oh my gosh. Wow. Uh, Lady Virgo says, good luck to you overcoming the fears. Yeah. God has your back always. Continue blessing and good luck on your journey. Thank you so much, Lady Virgo. I appreciate that. Ooh, Mamir says around solstice it doesn't get dark here. Really? That is fascinating. I've only heard of that happening over in Alaska. I wasn't aware that it would happen over there in your neck of the woods. Wow, that's fascinating. Like, what do you do when it doesn't get dark? Like, I think if it never got dark around me, I would probably just stay up until I pass out. Cause like I got wired a long time ago to equate sunlight with needing to be up always until I had to work overnight one time. And that was so hard. That 1 year that I worked overnight, stocking shelves was so hard because everybody else around me were up and at 'em during the daytime. And I was like, um, sorry, I gotta go to bed because while you're asleep, I'm gonna be up all night long, like Lionel Richie. Lady Virgo says, Mamir, really? Canada doesn't experience too many hours of darkness? Uh, what about when time change back? That's a good question. Mamir, do you guys have like daylight savings where the time changes forward and back twice a year? I'm curious. All right. And Dustin is here. He said he wants to come up real quick. Uh, much welcome. Welcome to the stage, everybody. Dustin Butler.
What's up, man? What's up, everybody?
Hey, man. How you doing, man? How you been?
I've been pretty emotional the past few days. I'm pretty sure you've seen the article I posted in the Discord.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, before I get to that, I want to say you did an awesome job with the YouTube channel. I'm sorry that it's come to this. Sorry, it came to this for you. I mean, things come to an end sometimes. Things change a lot, as we know. As I know, things are changing for me as well. So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna always be here for you no matter what. So,
Yeah.
I love you very much.
Thank
So
you.
that's never gonna change. I love you all very much, and this goes for my whole entire team. It goes for Jennifer, Jonathan, and Tyrone. But everybody, things change on a daily basis. So as things change, I'm always going to be here, no matter what happens. But I'm glad to see what the future holds for you, Tyrone. And that's the
Yeah.
honest truth. It really is. But,
Appreciate that, man.
we will see what the future holds, and I hope that the TikTok thing, hope it goes better for you than the YouTube thing did. Because I think that a lot of people are moving to TikTok. To be honest with you,
Right.
a lot of people have moved to TikTok. Um, I noticed that myself. I've been on TikTok a lot more lately than I have been on this platform right here, like YouTube stuff like that.
Yeah.
Uh, I have friends. I have a whole nother support system on TikTok. So you know what I mean.
Right.
I see it myself. I see myself changing. I see myself going to TikTok more often. But I'm always going to be. It doesn't matter where you're at because I'm always going to be supporting you no matter what. So, we're still going to be because we can have boxes up on TikToks as well,
Right.
so we can have conversations like we do here. This won't be on this side as much. Um, and honestly, can I say something else for Tyron?
Yeah.
Honestly, I seen it coming for you. I seen the change coming. I felt the change. several weeks ago. I'm the type of person that can feel changing. I can I can feel it when somebody is making a change. I can feel it inside and you know deeply, especially when I'm connected to somebody like you and Jennifer and Jonathan. So you
Yeah,
know, I can feel it when the time is changing, and like I said, the time is changing for myself as well. But you know what I mean. But
right.
as like as we all make changes, and I don't know what the future holds for my future. I don't think we know what the future holds for anybody to be honest, especially this day and age, this day and this economy. We have to be prepared for anything to happen, especially with President 47. The prices and everything are going up on a daily basis. Price of gas is going up, so I'm kind of scared to see what the future holds. To be honest with you, Tyrone. But you know what I mean. We got to see what happens between now and then. Mm-hmm.
That is definitely one of the areas of being vulnerable that I wanted to talk about.
Right.
Um, because of
Another
how
thing,
uncertain the future is right now.
yes, another thing is, as our health, as my health, as you know, Tyrone, my health and as everything else is going on right now. So as yeah, we're going through that process as well. So we got to figure that out at some point.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, uh, family, health, and community is how we're gonna make it.
Right. And and I want to say something. I still have a way to contact you, so it doesn't really matter where we're at because I still have a way to contact you on the
Yeah, yeah,
so we're still going to be connected. We're still going to be a family as we always are, as we always will be. So I'm a part of the family for the long haul, and I'm also a part of the Discord. So I have a way to contact Tyrone. You know what I mean? And so as well as things change, as we will adapt to changes. Do I like change? Not necessarily, but we have to adapt to changes sometimes as well.
right.
Right.
And you know, the changes that I'm making
Mm-hmm.
here on YouTube is mostly for the better um because of how YouTube is set up,
Right.
I'm not able to, do the live music like I
Right.
would like or pre-recorded
Well,
music like I would
YouTube has
like.
gotten a lot more stricter. I have noticed that myself,
Right.
and I know you're not as free. You're not as free as what you used to be on this here platform.
And that completely bothered me.
Right.
Like it really, really irked my nerve about YouTube. And I was like, I get why some of the, I
I
guess,
get why the
parameters, but
I get why the changes had to happen, but I'm still not. I'm
nah,
still not in 100% agreement with the situation.
right, right. And so that put me in like this state of like, all right, now I need to find a platform that would be open to that. And, as I started floating around TikTok, I started to see more and more that TikTok is that platform.
And
And
TikTok, like I said, I'm already on TikTok. I have been on TikTok for a month now. But I'm starting to pick up what I do on TikTok more and more and more, and that's probably going to continue to grow that way. To be honest with you, you guys can follow me on TikTok at DustinButler24. I'm just shouting out myself real quick at time, but I hope that's okay. But
yeah, no, 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 that's
you know,
perfectly fine.
you know what I mean. As well as like I said, we always have to adapt to changes, and that's when I commented in your chat. I put maybe you need to join Twitch because I think a lot of people are going to Twitch as well. Like a lot of people is going to like Twitch or Kick. A lot of people are switching to different platforms
Right.
as well as another one that I've seen people go to is Rumble, because you have a freedom of speech over there on Rumble, just like you do on Twitch and Kick as well. So yeah, I see I see some changes going on.
Right. And as I see these platforms growing and elevating, um, began to ask that question, what is there for me?
And what the future holds for you? Because I think sometimes I think the YouTube is holding you back as well. Sometimes I know you want to do like more music and stuff, but sometimes I think the YouTube uh, pulls people back at some point.
And that was one of the things that I was amazed at, because YouTube originated as the place for content creators to grow. And I'll say, like, within the last probably 2 to 3 years, I've seen a lot of the content creators, as far as music producers that I follow, move away from YouTube. And I was like, what's going on? Why are you guys leaving? And I mean, like, it was a whole domino effect of some of my favorite music producers walking away from YouTube and finding other platforms, even uh, going out and being able to start to do things on other platforms like Patreon and Kick. And I was like, what is going on? To see where all these restrictions started coming up,
Yeah.
people's videos getting flagged
Hmm.
for,
They didn't used to have all these restrictions.
and I was just like, wow. Like, the TikTok challenge that I participated in for Shasha Jones, my video got flagged for somebody else's song, not even her song.
Yeah.
Somebody else's rendition cover that they did in response to her challenge
Right.
flagged my video. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Well,
I
there is
can't
non.
even upload my version to the streaming service platforms because it's going to get flagged,
Right.
you know? And it's like, when you start facing those kind of restrictions, um,
Mhm.
it kind of start to like make you a little leery about sharing.
Sure.
Um, One of the other live performances that I was just making beats on, somebody used one of the samples that I was using, and they uploaded it straight, no manipulation or anything. They uploaded it to a streaming platform, and it flagged my video for that. And so I had to remove the snippet of that clip of the audio out of my video for the copyright restrictions. And when YouTube drops copyright restrictions, they're blocking your video from countries,
Right.
not just certain, other, like, monetization. I'm not even monetized on YouTube yet. And I'm facing these types of roadblocks. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What is that? And to challenge them through YouTube challenging system, like, oh yeah, you should dispute it.
Mhm.
YouTube isn't physically having a person to dispute this stuff. This is AI that's
It's AI computer,
disputing
right?
it.
Hmm.
And so a lot of times that will lead to you getting a strike on your channel, if not your channel getting banned completely. And you have to go
And
through
that's the
a
same thing.
whole nother plan
Yeah, and
to,
that's the same thing with TikTok. Sometimes if you get a violation on TikTok, AI picks it up and then will give you a violation. I just forewarned you about that because it happened to me a couple weeks ago. Yeah, for something I didn't even do. You know. But you know what I mean?
And
I,
that's something that I'm also learning about at this time too, as I'm looking to migrate over to TikTok, and it's like, why?
right. Well,
Why?
it happened to me several weeks ago for something that I didn't even have any control over. But you know what I mean?
And it begins to make you second guess
Yeah.
how you operate and what decisions that you decide to do from there on. Um, I'm still optimistic about using YouTube.
Hmm.
I just my approach is changing.
Right.
Um, and so with my approach changing, you guys will begin to see like the difference in my content and how it's being presented and
Hmm.
um
So I got a question for you.
mhm.
After you said that, do you have a regular? Is it going to be like a regular schedule like it is now, or is it going to be like 1 week off and then 1 week on, or how's it going to be?
I do plan to return weekly like I was before. Um but instead of long format, it's going to be a lot shorter than
Oh,
it was before.
and that's okay because I'll be here. It doesn't matter. I'll be here.
Because like you know prior to now,
Mhm.
all my shows have been on average 2 to 4 hours.
Right.
And I was like,
And that's there for him. I know. I was just for him.
you know, okay, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to present. And then like I started going back through and like really dissecting the show. And I was just like, okay, I can make this better. And so that's my goal, to try and make things better.
Right.
Uh,
And all we can do is improve ourselves to our time, right?
right.
As we go along, we can improve ourselves. We can change things that we don't like. So far, we don't like to see that we can change it. And if that makes making your video shorter, that's fine with me. Like I said, I'm always going to be here, no matter what time. So it's always you're always because you guys are you know very important to me. You guys are my whole entire team. So
Absolutely.
you guys are very important to me as well. This is how I get through my week, how I get through my day and week. So that's just me, my opinion.
And
Um, I don't know. I don't know where I would. I don't know where I would be doing right now without you guys as being here, and just being here and just letting me be here. Let me have the platform that I do have with you and of course Jonathan and also Jennifer and
yeah,
in your future. But you know what I mean? You know, I
yeah,
just want to mean I'm always welcome on your platform. I do appreciate it, and
absolutely,
I
man.
hope it continues like that.
Yeah. Mamir says to Lady Virgo, sorry, Puck was running away again, but just around end of June, it doesn't get dark. And then in the winter, it's the opposite. It's very short days. Oh, wow. We actually quit doing time changes this year. Oh, wow. That's nice. Um, I think the United States will begin to phase out the daylight savings time
I don't think I
this
don't.
fall. I think they're gonna do it this fall.
Think you think they're going to?
I think so. Uh,
I hope so.
it has been weird
It's
these last
confusing.
couple of years and quite confusing. Quite confusing.
Right.
Uh, Maria says Instagram and TikTok seem to get bigger audiences than YouTube, but they can be very toxic. That is something that I've seen both sides of on TikTok. Instagram, it is a lot of toxicity there on Instagram because most of the people that I've seen on Instagram are trolls,
Right.
and they're trolls from Facebook
Right.
because they feel like they're protected behind the Facebook wall, and I'm like, you do know I can see who you are.
Right.
Like I don't know why you don't why would you think that? Like, and more people are getting doxxed from Facebook, Instagram than any other platform. That's from what I can see,
Yeah.
and I I don't know why culturally the people that are on Instagram, Facebook are more toxic. Um to me, that was one of the reasons why I moved from Facebook because of what I saw on my timeline was nothing but toxicity,
Mm-hmm.
and I just couldn't stand it anymore. And so I decided I'll just deal with one of the vices. I'm not dealing with both Facebook and TikTok. I mean Facebook and Instagram. I mostly was on Instagram anyway.
Right.
And so to walk away from Facebook, it was quite easy.
Mm.
Um, and most of the people that I speak to were on Instagram anyway.
Right.
Um, I rarely spoke to anybody on Facebook or had much interaction on Facebook. So that was another thing that that really bothered me about Facebook. Like the engagement is there for the mess,
Mm-hmm.
but in states of positivity, it's not there. And I was just like, that's not cool. That doesn't work for me. Um Mamir says Krista Marie is constantly getting in trouble for copyright stuff. She ends up being able to keep videos up if she removes the content, but YouTube will take away view numbers. It's infuriating. Yeah, it absolutely is. And I don't understand why, if content is the goal,
Mm-hmm.
why have so many restrictions?
Well, it's because Bravo was trying to. Bravo has a restriction in there when she posts a video. Bravo don't want it to be up on YouTube. So
My
Bravo,
thing,
so Bravo tries to take it down, but they don't take it down. They just try to give her a warning about it.
the whole fair use thing.
Yeah, that's what it is for you. So
If
so she
it
appeals it, but they take it. But when she appeals it, they give it back to her.
that there's such a thin line nowadays when it comes to fair use.
Right.
Back in the day, fair use used to be honored when it came to people doing reviews, doing their reactions, and doing their commentary over things. And now, because of, I guess, the copyright enforcement crew,
Yeah, copyright enforcement law.
like it's there is no room for that anymore.
No.
And that to me kind of like it it doesn't work for me
Right.
because as I was doing originally on here, showing a lot of the videos that I found on social media, um somebody put a bug in my ear about that being, right on that line of copyright infringement, and I was like, well, okay. Now you just gotta like pick and choose your battles a lot more, and so um unfortunately, I will probably be moving a little further away from that format, but I still want to include the conversation of having
Right.
moments when we talk about it on Unveiled Vibrations because it's something that needs to be spoken about. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like the recent things that had come across my screen
And
today,
not to
like,
get you off topic, Tyrone, but what do
mhm.
you think about Kyle Busch situation?
Remind me of that one. Um,
The one that's a race car driver. Mm-hmm.
yeah. Um, I didn't know enough to really speak on it. I saw a post about it, and I
Well,
kind of just
he
like
ended up
glanced
having
at it and just
he
moved
had
on.
he ended up having pneumonia and turned into sepsis, and they didn't catch it in time.
Oh man,
He was only 41 years old, so
oh
and
man,
he also had two kids.
oh man. See, I didn't know it was. Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
And that's like another thing. Like, I'm not able to see everything out there, and
that's why I put it in the Discord.
you
So
know,
have you seen it or not?
and that was one of the reasons for generating this platform was to be able to share those kind of things out and amongst a community where we can talk about it. Now, let me ask you this: were you a follower of his?
Yes, I would.
Okay, and for me, I wasn't because I wasn't into
See,
the sport.
I'm a big sports fan. So
I
I,
wasn't into that particular sport. I follow sports. I just don't follow all of the sports.
I follow all of them, and when I and when I got the news, um, honestly, I'm still very emotional about
Hmm.
the whole situation. But I was a lot emotional. I was very emotional for the past. When it first happened, I was very emotional for uh, two reasons. I was very emotional because it was very sad and very sudden. He was only 41 years old. The other reason why I'm so emotional is because he has two kids and also a wife. He's also married. So it's a situation where he has very young kids and and kind of like, uh, unfortunately they're not going to grow up with a father in their life.
Right.
Now the father is passed away, unfortunately, and I know his family's going to take that to pieces, but that's still going to affect you it's still going to affect you in the long run. It affects me on a daily basis. Tyron, I shared my story plenty of times. You guys all know about it, so you know what I mean. Um, that's how I
Hmm.
deal with it on a daily basis. So I can only imagine how they feel. And he has two kids. Well, I think one is 11 and one is 8. If I'm wrong, I apologize. I'm still very emotional about the situation. But it's going to change their lives forever. It's not going to be the same. It's just very emotional for everybody involved.
Um, and I can understand that. Um, the family dynamic automatically shifts when, especially someone that has so much influence
Mhm.
publicly, um, is no longer here with us,
Sure.
and um, trying to pick up the pieces as a child. Um, one of the things that I can think of is the constant reminder of who your father was
Right.
to everybody else. And then you having to live up to whatever legacy is associated with that name.
Right.
You know, I hope the mom is willing to consider therapy for the children to
I
be
know.
prepared for that onslaught from the public, you
Right.
know?
I hope and pray that that happens, but we won't ever know. Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to know that part. But
Mhm.
it's still very fresh. You know, it's only been about 2 or 3 days. So I mean, it happened on Friday, last Friday. Um,
Oh.
it's still very fresh, and everybody's mind, I guess, however you put it, it's still very fresh. So it's very fresh to me. I felt like to be honest with you, I felt like last week I didn't feel like I pushed through last week. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like myself. And honestly, to be honest with you, I'm very emotional about it. So I apologize if you can tell it in my voice about the situation.
Yeah.
But I'll get through it. You know, we things happen in our lives that we have to process, and we all process it at the same. We all process it at a different time, at a different pace. I followed him on Instagram, you know, so I seen everything that he posted. You know, I followed him uh, till the very beginning. So you know, I didn't know him personally, but I followed him till the very beginning, until the very end. So when it happened, I was very shocked. I felt like it was
Mhm.
very sudden. So you know, I mean, you know, I'm still in a state of shock, to be honest with you. Um, you know, I didn't expect it, but you never know when your time is going to come. So when I say that I love you all, I say it with I mean because I mean it, because we don't know. One day we could be here, one day we could not be here. And that goes for all of us.
Right.
Anything can happen to any one of us. Tyrone, I'm pretty sure, as you know, that could happen to any one of us on this panel. It could happen to you. It could happen to me. It could happen to anybody. So that's why I say it when we end the live. When I say when we end the video or end the recording, I say we love you all. And we will see you next. See you next week, because that's we can't take our lives for granted, Tyrone. We got to live day by day, um, especially this day and age, because we never know what could happen to any one of us. To be honest.
Right, right. Because tomorrow isn't promised to us.
No, it's not.
And you know, that's something that in my opinion we need to celebrate more of the day-to-day life while we have that time to share with each other.
Yes.
Because it's been quite often that people don't think about it because we're, you know, caught up in
Caught up
everyday
on our daily
life
life.
and,
Yeah. We're caught
um,
up on our daily life. We're always busy. We're always doing something. So
right.
we don't think about you know, the future. We don't know what the future could hold for any one of us. So as you make the changes and as I make the changes, I will always be here for all of us. I could always be here for Jennifer. I'll always be here for you. I'll always be here for Jonathan. So I don't know. You guys are a big part of my
Right.
as well as you. As I'm pretty sure that we've been connected for quite a while now. So uh, it's been a long time, you know. But
right.
things are changing, and things are going to continue to change. But this economy is just this is yeah. It's scary, to be honest, to me, either way. But we'll find out what's going to happen there.
Yeah, this economy is shifting in such a way that I believe a lot of us weren't prepared for.
Nobody would. Yeah.
We fantasized about what possibly could happen with the current occupant in the White House,
Uh-huh.
but no one fathomed like could look into an actual crystal ball and see what came down the pipeline for us. And we're still seeing this stuff unfold. Cause like one of the recent posts that I seen today, they're talking about for his anniversary, excuse me, not anniversary, his birthday, his 80th birthday, they're gonna have this mixed martial arts match out in front of the White House
Oh, yeah.
lawn. And I was sitting there like, what?
Uh-huh.
You're kidding, right? Like
Uh-huh.
that this this not a casino place or arena, man. This is the place of governing a country, man. What is going on?
Right.
And you know, this stuff is starting to get normalized as the new norm, and I think a lot of us haven't taken the moment to step back and really assess where we are right now
Mm-mm.
and what's really going on fully to really understand that if this was going on, say, 10 years ago,
It wouldn't be going hunting
eh,
either because it wouldn't be accepted.
there would be more riots now than back then.
Right.
And the fact that, like, you know, there's not that much of an uproar about these things happening, like, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the bigger half of the problem is like, what do we do? We never experienced this before. We never had a president to tear down a whole wing of
Mm-hmm.
the White House and take all the water out of the reflecting pool to paint it blue. Like what?
Mm-mm. Another thing I don't understand is the ballroom. Why do you need another ballroom for?
And you know, to be honest, it's not about the ballroom. It's about having a bunker shelter place in the event of quote unquote unrest where they feel threatened.
Yep. But why don't they just come out and say it? They don't say it like that. They just say a
Mm.
ballroom.
No, they just say ballroom. Oh, by the way, this ballroom is going to have a bunker underneath it fit for bombs, explosions, protection from it. And it's like, what are you up to? What are you what are you saying without saying it?
Mm-hmm.
Becomes the whole thing on the back end of it. And that's where a lot of us begin to speculate or completely check out.
True.
It's those two ends of the entire spectrum on things. People are like, I don't care what he does. I don't care anymore. I don't want to hear about it no more. I'm tired of hearing all this stuff. That to me is more dangerous than the person that's speculating.
Right.
Because if you're in a state of I don't care to hear what's going on. That means there's going to be something that's going to happen that's going to affect you, and you're going to be lost
Correct.
because you completely checked out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, to me, that's more scary to completely check out than to speculate. My theory had been this: they get this ballroom built, there would be nothing to remove him from the White House physically.
Right.
There would be nothing you could do to get him out of there. No votes, no nothing. It wouldn't matter.
Right.
And then their friends are down there with them. The other end of the spectrum on the theory is they get this ballroom built, they're hitting the red button
Oh, I know they are.
and ending the entire world while they sip on champagne and eat caviar
Right.
and won't be out until the all clear is given. That's just the wild theories that go into some people's minds. It crossed my mind. Am I fully there? I'm not, because um, things are always changing. The butterfly affects both ways. What they doing today is affecting the future, and what their thoughts of the future and plans to the future are affecting today in such a way that I anticipate plans failing miserably.
I think they're already failing.
And as they continue to try to weave this tangle web of things that they wish to have happen, mm-mm, it doesn't go their way. I have a wild theory that I was afraid to say out loud, but I decided I'm going to say it out loud.
So, yeah.
So was it this past weekend? I think that was this past weekend. Good God. Um, there was a shooting, pew pew,
Mm-hmm.
out in front of the White House.
Yeah, I seen that.
Um, my wild theory was there is something in the atmosphere that was going to happen regardless of where Sir Trump was.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Originally, he was supposed to be at the wedding in the Bahamas and decided not to go there. My theory was there was going to be somebody there waiting for him too, and they would have gotten to him in the Bahamas. That's my theory. And so somebody put a bug in his ear. Hey, you stay your butt home in the White House and you'll be good. What they didn't tell you was whatever was coming for you, sir, was coming for you regardless of where you were going. And it followed you to the White House. And it didn't hit its mark this time. But I have a theory that this thing is still out there and
Like it
it's
is.
still plotting its way. That's just my theory. I'm just talking. I know a lot of people will be thrilled because they've already spoke on it several times, and other people's wild, ambitious theories of his dementia taking him out on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, and everybody can go get some tacos in celebration of his departure. I'm sorry to say, I don't see it happening that way. It could happen that way, but I don't see it happening that way. That is the end of my case on that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazed me at all these fan theories that's floating around. Have you heard of any of these, Dustin?
Yes, I have. I heard of all of them. I've heard of all of them, and I think it's pretty crazy if you ask me.
Oh man. Mamir says, I don't like this ball room at all. Very suspicious. Uh she says if they press the button, there won't be much to come back to for them.
You can say that again
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm. Mamir. Yes. Give you some love on that one. Aaron D is in the place to be. How you doing tonight, babe? Good to see you. She says hello, everyone, and hello to Mamir. Um, yeah, I think I am done there. Um, I shared a video on our Discord that I wanted to pull up, but I'm not logged in to my Discord on the computer, so it's very difficult for me to pull it up. Um, this particular video was shared to me by Miss Kim. I
Yeah,
found it
I've seen
to
the video.
be incredibly heartbreaking story of a young lady that was out dining in the Washington D.C. area, um, not too far from the White House, and the story is she describes a homeless gentleman coming up and reaching for her food and grabbing the food because they were hungry
Right.
and hadn't eaten for days or weeks. And, you know, to think that we're there as a country at this moment in time where the there is a uptake in homelessness, unhoused is the proper term that everybody has turned to use now because the word homelessness sounds so harsh to the ear. Um, in my heart, I think the reality of saying unhoused is diminishing a little bit, not in a dramatic way, but it is to me a little diminishing of the severity of the situation for so many of the people across this country that um, are enduring these things. And it is my prayer that these people find community, they find something to stand, lean on through restaurants, through local nonprofit organizations, through community activists that will become a champion for them to get back up again. Like America to me, and this is how I'll wrap up this week's show. America to me has fallen already. Olympus has fallen. It has fallen from its previous level of grace. It has fallen from its level of prestige. It has fallen from its level of being a beacon of hope to the world because of the discord that has been sown by its leadership and the lack thereof of leadership. Because honestly, they're just boys playing with their toys at this moment in time. And until we get a lid on top of that, the America that we once knew is not going to be seen. And honestly, I don't think that America can return as we embark on celebrating our 250 years of being the United States of America. I'll say about a month ago, I posted a post on my Instagram where I have mathematically subtracted 250 years on July 4th, 2026, because I no longer believe in that version of America. I can only call it a spade as a spade.
And unfortunately, I have to agree with you, Tyrone. I don't think this is the same country that we've had for 250 years. I don't think this will ever be the same. I don't think we can ever recover from this.
Because America is too far gone at this point in time. And all we can do is embark on a new face, a new path forward as a country. And it's up to us to decide what that will be. Currently, it looks like the decision is damned if you do, damned if you don't. Have and have nots kind of world. We're in a two-tier society at this point. Either you have it or you don't. There is no middle class anymore. There is no meeting in the middle. It is either you're on the left or you're on the right. There is no such thing as a gray area anymore in this country because the divide has gotten that much greater. And I don't say this lightly, but I say this with a heavy heart. Welcome to the divided states of America. I wish you good night.
Thank you.
Dustin, you have any final parting words?
Well, I just have to say that I have to agree with you on what you just said. So, I just that's my ending point right there. We're always on the same page. We're always connected to each other. I love that. I love that about we can be that close together on a weekly basis. As Tyrone said, we will see you all next week.
Yeah, I'll be back here next week with a whole nother set of topics and conversation on our Web Operations podcast. Thank you, Dustin, for being a guest of mine tonight. Thank you to everyone in the comments. Dustin Butler's social media tags are here in the bottom. You can follow him on Facebook as Dustin Butler and on Instagram as Dustin Butler 700. And what was your TikTok, my man?
Another 24.
Dustin Butler 24 on TikTok.
Yeah.
Um, as always, man, you guys can come see me on Saturday where we're going to do some prayer and devotion as we come together every week to uplift you and others. You
Yeah.
like, comment, share, and subscribe because community is how we're going to get through all of this. And it's bigger to me than just finding your tribe. It's more of having that support system
Right.
that will elevate you.
And that's what I've been saying from day one. So I appreciate all the love and support.
And,
I will continue to be here for my whole entire team.
you guys can find me on the
From the best
TikTok.
of my abilities. From the best of my abilities, I would be here.
Yeah, man. I'll be here too. Uh, Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Mr. TD McCollum, aka Unveiled Vibrations. Wish you guys the best. Stay safe and good night.
Stay safe, everybody. Have a good night.